I want to talk about why I decided to do it. I want to talk about why I think that a 40 or a 50 or a 60-hour work week is the cause of so many of our troubles. My name is Joseph, and for the last 10 years, I've been running a company with a 30-hour work week. Before I started my company, I was a good corporate American. I would commute 2 hours a day, spend my requisite 8 to 10 hours there, do all of the socially acceptable things, maybe sometimes go to happy hour afterwards, come home at the end of the day with just enough time, maybe to get a bite to eat, have maybe an hour, maybe two, to decompress and try my best to get ready to do it all again the next day. And this is a pattern that many of us are very used to. And sometimes, of course, there would be moments of urgency at work where that 8 or 10 hours would extend to 12 or 14. And the thing is that sometimes it worked. Sometimes extending ourselves like that would all of a sudden make us meet some arbitrary deadline, and we'd get all excited and pat ourselves on the back for good and hard work done and drive home in a moment of glory. And then the client wouldn't even look at what we did for another 2 weeks. And at some point, I started looking around at all this effort that we were putting in all the time and just going, whoa, what was the point? What was the point of all the effort? Why are we doing this over and over again and just constantly never getting anywhere? But then doing it again and again and again. Why was it always feeling like we were pretending as something? And so when I started my company, I rebelled very, very heavily against that pattern because I hated it. I decided to do the thing that made absolutely no sense to anybody and to set a maximum 30-hour work week for everybody. That was full time for everybody, no matter who you are. And it did some pretty magical things. I believe that creativity and mental energy are right there at the core of good work. Even if your job is mostly physical, you're constantly using your brain to find more efficient ways to do what you're doing, to do it better, to learn from it, to constantly do it better the next time. Your brain's at the core of all of it, and it needs to be protected. It needs to be nurtured to be able to do its job. It needs rest. It needs balance. This is why I've always thought that working less is working more. Each moment you give your mind to rest, truly rest, is 2 moments it gives you back. For every hour we sleep, we're typically awake for 2. For every day that we work out, we typically rest for 2. This is a law of the universe. And I think it's time we apply it to our work life too. When you choose to walk away from your work, your subconscious takes over and does a lot of that work for you. When you choose to walk away from your work, you will usually find the answer that you never found by putting in more time at work. When you choose to walk away from work, you will meet that deadline more often. Choose to walk away from work and let your mind think, let it marinate on its own. It will feel weird. It will feel wrong. It will feel hard. You will feel alone. You will feel like you're doing something wrong. You'll feel like you're going to get in trouble. It will feel like it's not working. But hold the line. Trust in your mind. I promise you, it will take you exactly where you want to be. Every single time.